actually like levels, like a full level ahead, and a lot of gold, so this was really good for the Leshrac. He's probably gonna be really sad on armor right now.
Yeah, and this Lash, do you think, well, do people even still play Leshrac as that split pusher, where you just kind of buy TP boots, shove out every lane you can, and be a nuisance that way till you're super late game, or do people nowadays fight with him a lot, because that damage just there on the bad rider sure was a ton,
and there's a lasso.
This time around, Armel almost went down again, and with the Rubik TP they are still going to get the Leshrac, evening out that mid lane. Oracle not really able to do a lot to help out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The Leshrac has also skill build I haven't seen before. Like usually people at least get some levels in the stun. But yeah, I think on Leshrac you wanna play greedy, you wanna utilize like all the mana region. I think you played similar to the Zeus we saw on the tier 1 Chinese scene. He's just probably gonna farm up and get strong, and if he gets strong on Leshrac, the Phantom Lancer's not gonna have a game, so that's all he needs to do.
Bad Rider meanwhile on the bottom lane, going to gank the Doom while Tiny died elsewhere on the map. Raging Potato. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. With those early kills and Armel, he didn't even need the lasso. Just a very nice free gank.
Meanwhile, the mid tower is kinda dying to Addict for free, and losing the mid tower this early when you have the matchup that should kinda win is kinda, it hurts a lot. Like this Leshrac is doing so much work right now.
Yeah, he has a Jakiro too to help out with even more of the push. However, Lash himself is still pretty squishy, so getting a ton of gold doesn't mean you get to keep the ton of gold. But with the mid tower dying now, Bad Rider getting ran at, getting slowed up by the Jakiro. Root on the Rubik as well, but it seems like Execration, they don't really want to commit for this. They got the tower and are just gonna be completely fine having rotated that many people in there.
Don't look good.
Meanwhile, looking at the general gold net worth, it looks like Anti-Mage really not having a fun game. Palos is quite a bit behind, but the same can be said about Armel's Bad Rider, and both teams now just kind of have one core they need to recover on, they need to create space for.
Oh, Leshrac actually found a fatal approach. Movement speed is so good in the tier.
Yeah, just giving people a hug with your ultimate. Pretty great, especially because at some point or another he's not even going to worry about the Phantom Rush anymore. Yeah, Gabby is pretty darn fast on the Phantom Lancer, but the ability to run him down for the Leshrac, show who the real one is constantly, is just invaluable. Meanwhile, Raging Potato gets gone on. Scorched Earth doing its best to keep him alive. Oracle is there with a very nice heal. Can Raging Potato get away though? As Phantom Lance now trying to dive for tier 2, but it looks like he's gonna be just fine. And now this could be a potential turnaround. Armel immediately sees it coming, teleports out of there. TNC Predator, they know they have to get out the second they fail to get that kill in due time.
Yeah, it's a 2k gold lead now, and if we look at the net worth graph, there's already a 1k gold difference from Leshrac to Bad Rider.
And it looks like we got a smoke coming out as well. Doom instantaneously committed on the Phantom Lancer. And all of a sudden this game is looking awfully good for Execration. They have got everything they need to pull ahead, working out in their favor. The Leshrac won the mid lane despite it not being that great of a matchup for the Lash. The Phantom Lancer has just been shut down by the Doom. And Anti-Mage? Okay, he's getting ran at. Palos is gonna go down over on the mid lane. So, okay, 2 out of the 3 lanes are going the way Execration wants to.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's top tower's about to be
Yeah,
radiant.
actually Armor close to his travels right now, but Leshrac already got them. So right now I think PL is kinda in a difficult space.
Oh, left track may just be going down to the PL though. Okay, Tim's will have the last hit, but trying to push out that last tier 1, getting punished quite quickly there. And I think those type of rotations are the moves you need to make against the Leshrac anyhow.
Dire's putting up a barricade.
Yeah, that's a really sick kill there. I think he needs to play more passive on Leshrac. Since he has the travels, he can just wait for his team to set up to TP in. He doesn't need to be where he can die to the Tiny.
And speaking about playing it passive, it looks like that's what both teams are going to opt for right now, as all of a sudden we're going to switch from aggressive movements to just anti-mage and Leshrac farming as much as they can. Armel comes in, does take some of the dire jungle away here, but
They really want the top tier 1 tower. That's kinda really important for them to take, to open the map for PL.
yeah, farming space right now definitely in favor of Execration, which is also why I think they're just that fine sitting around, not really doing anything. They know full well, as long as both teams farm, they're gonna keep pulling ahead. Losing their Lash once or twice may not have the same result.
Under attack.
Yeah, Phantom Lancer actually went for the Midas build. Like a lot of carries are just buying the Midas now since he got buffed.
To be Radiant's top trouble. Dire's
PL
top
with
tower
Midas
just
is
got
actually
denied.
really great in my opinion, because that early attack speed benefits him so much, and it looks like TNC, they're looking to start a fight here. Don't quite have perfect vision in order to find the initiation, but they will find the Doom. Not gonna commit for it though.
Oh, the Batrider on bot lane is looking for anti-mage again.
May not actually be a fight he wants to take. Anti-mage, he has to be careful not to take too many of the napalm stacks, but
This is gonna sting.
yeah, Armel is out of there. He realizes either you jump the anti-mage immediately and set up for a kill, or if you just, you know, have to build up that napalm, there is going to be a rotation against you. Right now that Batrider is the most valuable target there is. Phantom Lancer, okay, that's also a really good hero to kill, but with the Midas, although it does give him the attack speed, it allows him to flash farm real freaking quickly with the juxtapose. He isn't dangerous in those team fights just yet.
Yeah, I think it's a really good move from the Batrider to pressure anti-mage there. Like, the Phantom Lancer right now is struggling really efficiently, but anti-mage can't do
Speaking of
really get
pressure, it
battle.
looks like Chen is gonna die to the Lash with ease there actually. Lash eating a couple of Chen creeps afterwards, pretty happy about that extra little gold, in addition to the support kill.
Anti-mage getting caught.
Halos. He does have the spell shield still and the blink, and it's gonna be just fine.
Sadness that you're gone.
Yeah, Robic actually has the anti-mage blink now for like 1 more minute, I guess, so right now the Robic is super dangerous.
Yeah, there is a lot of gank potential, however, in order to make that happen, you first need to have the damage to actually kill people, and I do think that TNC are kind of in the same position. Neither team can really just reliably nuke somebody down unless they commit a couple of heroes to it, which is also going to be a smoke gank here from Execration. You can guess that somebody is up that high ground. It's actually going to be 2 people, Chen and the Tiny. The Tiny immediately in a ton of trouble. Doom coming in as well, 4 people just running at the enemy team right now. But TNC, they only lose a Tiny so far, despite this deep of a dive. Chen taking a lot of damage, but he is in a pretty safe spot. Leshrac, however, not safe at all. Nice Yule save. March almost dead, but does have the Chen ultimate to work with. Gabby now. Oh man, that was so close. Both teams almost losing their main core right now. And in the end, it looks like Execration's 3k ahead. in a really strong spot here. Despite that deep gank not working out as well as it should, TNC, they were really caught off guard, but managed perfectly to just coordinate, deal with the aggression. About as good as it gets, really.
Alright, there are two really important items coming up. The Blink Dagger on Tiny in 200 gold and the Blink Dagger on Batrider in 200 gold. Like, those items are gonna make the game a lot more action, full of action.
Oh well, I guess that we can debate about, because I think there's another important item coming up. And it's not a Blink Dagger, but it's instead the Diffusal Blade for the Phantom Lancer. So TNC, with those other two Blink Daggers coming out, they are going to hit all of their item timings at once, it seems. Whereas Palos, 16 minutes and he's still a couple hundred gold away from his Battle Fury. This Anti-Mage, he really had to suffer in exchange for Execration winning the other two lanes.
Dire's middle tower's in trouble. Which one Dire again?
Alright, so Batrider Dagger ready, they instantly smoke up.
Tiny Dagger ready too. And Phantom Lancer just split pushing out. He doesn't have his Diffu Blade yet, but isn't really needed for the fight either when there's this much nuke damage wrapped up in a smoke gang. Halos would be the prime target to go for here. However, look at that! Spell shields the Lancer and Batrider gets dragged out of the game, gets item, gets killed off. I have never seen a lasso get countered that hard before. And now TNC, they have to evacuate, they have to get out of there. Tiny is going to get caught with the Eul's flash setting up on him, and down he goes.
Dominate!
Oh no, that was actually perhaps the turning point from which there is very little in the way of comeback.
Yeah, I don't know, you can't like try to lasso anti-mage unless you have like already vision on him. Because if you first blink and then you need to see where he is and then click him, that gives him enough reaction time to actually use the spell shield. So Tiny actually had to jump there instead of Batrider.
That's fair entirely. Does feel like it was a lot of punishment for that small of a mistake, to be honest. Especially since they didn't know who was up at high ground until it was a bit too late and Batrider was already frontlining. As for this Phantom Lancer though, I think now with his Diffusal Blade it's his time to fight as well. And yeah, he's not too tanky. He's a high value target who may just get shut down if he team fights a little bit too much. But I don't know, I can see him just tear people apart with the Diffu Blade. This time around, Anti-Mage is gonna get caught for just a little bit of farm, but with the spell shield and the Doom behind him, instead he is gonna keep on farming while the Doom is used on the Rubik. Rubik just almost down already, and Armel not having an easier time either. Gets locked down, gets nuked up. Raging Potato is gonna die for that Rubik kill as Phantom Lance finally gets a chance to show off his damage. There's the Macropire from the Jakiros. Everybody is trying to get out of there. Nice Ice Path Macropire combo. Can Execration now successfully disengage after getting exactly the kills they wanted there? Not quite, losing the Jakiro. If that's all, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, it's actually really unfortunate. They already can't kill the anti-mage anymore. They only kinda have magic damage, except for Piao and Chen. And if they initiate on him like that, they just don't have the damage to kill him. And if they can't kill him right now, he can just do whatever he wants on the map. So let's see if this Piao and Chen can do something to carry this game.
Oh, they definitely have their work cut out for them. The Chen I could see just open up the map with a little bit of split push to make sure Phantom Lancer can farm uncontestedly, or at least under a lot less pressure than he's at right now, because Gabby, if we look at him, he's mostly sticking to that triangle. He's making sure that he isn't going to get caught, but Execration, they're moving further and further forward. Anti-Mage can just do whatever the hell he pleases. And until Phantom Lancer gets Skull Basher, what answer is there really to payloads just running all over the place?
Alright, so Leshrak just got his BKB. So let's see if they can still take a fight.
With 4 people as a backup available, Leshrak teleports in and gets his TP spotted out, but isn't going to get sniped quite so quickly.
Yeah, but doesn't look like they can take the mid tower, now they're going on PL.
Nice Glimmer Cape there, and it looks like TNC, they want to force the issue here. They know it's a 4v5 fight. I think they're going to stop this hyper aggression if the Doom respawns before they get the tower, but that doesn't seem to be the case here.
Dire's middle tower's taking a dirt nap.
TNC, they may still be more than 5k behind. 6 actually still, but that mid tier 1 falling at least enables them to go for a couple of greedy smoke gangs to try and go pick up the anti-mage with 3, 4, 5 people. You said if the tiniest front lining it, you can just interrupt the spell shield from being cast. There is still a chance of killing him. And I don't think there is such a thing as overcommitting for an anti-mage.
There's a smoke.
Oh, not from the side of TNC even, but instead from Execration, who want to make sure that TNC do not get to run at the anti-mage or any other core for that matter. Phantom Lancer in a pretty good position to take this fight though. Gabby making sure he does not get into the new tower, but now turning around on the hero as Leshrak drops his BKB and is looking to just kill out that Phantom Lancer. They're running at Gabby specifically, ignoring everybody else too. And I'm hearing a Lesser in the backlines. Meanwhile, 3-man Avalanche here from the Tiny. Leshrak getting lifted. No more BKB, no more mana for him either. Ken is gonna go down. That is his dominating spree down the drain. Phantom Lance still running at people. Gabby. He had the perfect fight there. The second that BKB went off. And Execration, they get punished for their grief. 3k gold swinging around. More importantly, all of that gold going up onto the Phantom Lancer really, who benefits a ton from it. Bat Rider getting anti-mage on. It's gonna survive though. Anti-mage knows full well not to think after him, not to risk his own life for the kill, but
yeah, no, like moving like that to the triangle is super risky, and actually there's 3 people for that. I don't think they even have to go for that move since anti-mage is free farming. Now maybe TNC has a chance to come back into the game by taking the Roche.
yeah, Gabby too, just getting all of that gold going. He is up to, oh look at that anti-mage jumping in, trying to go for a Roche steal. What the hell is going on? Anti-mage still man fighting it up. He is not even being killed for that. On the contrary, Execration have now taken control of the Roche pit with another BKB coming out. Payloads did go down to the Roshan. However, Leshrak not a kill on the chat now. KPI moving forward with beautiful Avalanche, looking to still turn the fight around once again. Gabby dishing out a ton of damage as well, but without mana, without too much health to work with either. He has to be very careful, and he is going to go down to the Oracle. Now TNC to get out of here. Anti-mage instantly nuking down the Rubik. Beautiful to see his ultimate onto like high health, low mana target. Bat Rider trying to run out of there as well. Will succeed at least, but the Roshan is gonna go around to Execration, who get back to their old lead actually.
You ever been underneath this pit? Radiant's top towers above the
Yeah, actually that move by anti-mage turned out really well. They defended the Roshan with his
Radiant's
buyback.
top tower ain't looking too steady.
The buyback I think is completely fine too. I was really confused when Anti-Mage just jumped in a Roche pit with the Roche still having like at least 10 seconds worth of health left. But the chaos it caused
Radiant's top tower's under attack.
left TNC without any option to respond. They had to throw so many resources onto an anti-mage who really doesn't even mind. Like you said, it's mostly all just magical damage, especially when anti-mage has no mana anymore. Phantom Lancer won't be hitting hard either.
There's a catch on Bat Rider. He's dead.
Well, Bat Rider died of there. Tiny trying to go for the hero. You know, makes it work of the support from that registration. false promise used on the Jakiro, who is pretty much dead anyhow, but you know, space created for the Oracle to perhaps get away, or not, says Tiny. Oracle, however, just gets to go for a TP after the Avalanche is used.
Oh, actually, PL is going for Aghanims.
Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna be working out for him. I mean, it is great for everyone except against the Anti-Mage. However, the Anti-Mage almost has Skull Basher already, and Palos is just setting up to pretty much 1v1 the Phantom Lancer. Once he gets that going, Phantom Lancer comes in, secures the kill on Raging Potato. Pretty happy with that. And if that, I mean, what do you think of the Aghanims? You're the pro analyst here.
Yeah, I'm not sure, like when it came out I actually tried it and it felt a bit buggy, you didn't always get extra agility, so I'm not sure how it exactly works, but I played against some PLs and it seemed to be really good. So I can't really judge since I'm not sure how the mechanics work.
I admit nothing but my sadness that you're gone.
Yeah, well, we are going to see it in action soon enough. I do think risking not getting a Skull Basher against Anti-Mage, who already has one, could get punished pretty hard. Anti-Mage, however, gets all of his mana burn in an instant, can no longer blink, and that's gonna be the first step on the Anti-Mage. Also a lasso on the Oracle, preventing any kind of save from him coming out. However, now Execration dropping that BKB on the Lashrack, at least going to set up one kill on the Tiny there with ease. Can they get more out of this though? Doom on the Rubik, that's gonna make for another one. This Rubik actually just taking those Dooms to the face, but knowing how much he can do with the Jakiro spells, with all of those huge steals he has available, I think this may just be the way to go. Still a perfect initiation from TNC. Sadly for them, they don't really get to capitalize off of that. But Phantom Lancer, excellent Aghanims timing. Also Armel. Just got caught on the bottom lane.
Dire's top
That
tower's
Skull
under
Basher from the
attack.
Anti-Mage.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, there's 3 mana bombs at this stage of the game, 2 for
Radiant's
payload.
bottom tower is under attack.
He can just nuke people long before they're at half health, pretty much. At least for the Bad Ride and the Rubik.
Radiant's
He's got a
bottom
Skull
tower
Basher.
looking
He's
dizzy.
going to have his full-blown Abyssal Blade. Just a little bit here. And guess what? A Mindbreaker too to make him
Radiant's
even
middle
more
tower
annoying.
is not
Make his
feeling the
Mother Style Illus hit hard as well, right? That I meant to ask you anyhow. The magic attack bonus damage, does it work on illusion still?
It shouldn't work. But the attack speed does.
Invisibility.
Fair enough. I do know when it came out it did work that way, but it seemed it was so broken, and Doom, he's gonna get caught just straight up in the middle of that ball of death from TNC, and if they are grouped up, they have everything they need to fight here. Lasso onto the Oracle, who is gonna survive for the time being, but decides not to false promise himself up. Maybe he didn't have the time to cast it and try to. But now it's gonna be Gabby just pushing in, using that Phantom Rush. Also, apparently he can stack it. He can just have multiple instances of that agility going on for him. This feels even more buggy, to be honest.
No, I don't think you can have multiple.
Oh, so like the buff stacks, but the agility, yeah, I see. Wait. Let's see him do another Phantom Rush.
Yeah, like he gets a buff also when he doesn't get extra agility. It feels like you still only get extra agility if you rush like 250 distance or something like that. Like, I don't know, it looks really stupid.
Yeah, I'm noticing that right now. Chen is going to get caught, can have to activate the BKB the second the Phantom Lens shows up though. Whereas on the other side of that fight, Doom with a BKB of his own, running down the Bad Rider. However, Gabby, just look at that! I mean, it feels really stupid and it looks really stupid, but the damage it does guaranteed isn't stupid, on the contrary. Phantom Lens just can stick to any one given hero, constantly whacking away at them. Honestly, this looks really overpowered if you ask me. Just from what he's able to do with that freaking Aghanim Scepter now available, and going to keep up the aggression. Onto the Oracle there. The next target is gonna be Jakiro. Point to shreds as well. Is there any stopping this Phantom Lancer at this point? Other than maybe the Anti-Mage jumping in with the Abyssal Blade online, because I felt like Anti-Mage was just gonna stun lock up the Phantom Lancer, burn through all of his mana before Phantom Lancer would do the same, but with Gabby constantly sticking to heroes in those team fights, it feels like an absolute powerhouse all of a sudden. Got a Skull Basher coming in too.
Yeah, but still, I feel like the anti-mage is gonna get super big, and Leshrac and Doma are really good at handling the PL. I think they have enough tools to handle him. But actually, since Chen has a mech and level 2 ult, they have a lot of region healing going on, and the Chen is also really close to a pipe that's gonna help me create that Leshrac damage.
Lash has a Bloodstone by now. I always like to see people ramp up those charges, especially on a Lash, because at some given point or another you can just keep your ultimate on pretty much all the time, or at least most of the time. And like you said, that's really nice for handling the PL, especially if you can just, even for like 1 or 2 PL illusions, you know, expend a lot of mana. Make sure they don't grow into that huge ball that just runs at you. And it seems like both teams just playing it slowly for the time being. Execration, they're still 9k ahead. They have been playing relatively
There's
aggressive.
smoke from TNC. And the anti-mage illusion baiting. I don't think they're gonna fall for it.
Yeah, me either. I mean, he's not even microing or
How
whatever.
does that even work?
And there's another illusion walking, so TNC, they know exactly what's going on. They don't know quite exactly where their enemies are, though. Do ping out exactly where the real anti-mage is, though. And Blink Avalanche not quick enough to catch, apparently.
Radiant's top tower's about to topple.
Counter smoke immediately coming out from the side of Execration instead. And I think Execration have a way better chance at
Radiant's top tower ain't looking
running
too
all over their
steady.
opponents with smoke gang here. If they can connect it
Oops,
onto
it's
any one core target, well, the Tiny getting duped up immediately. Just shutting down one hero before he can do anything. Armel also taking a ton of damage, does get the BKB up, so meanwhile Palo killed up the Rubik at the back. However, look at the Phantom Lens, Rubik going ham, just sticking to one hero after another, and this is gonna be the Phantom Lens. Oh, wow. What a timing. Armel just got DC'd there. Buybacks from TNC coming out too, and this is actually like pretty favorable for Execration, because they now get a little bit of time to breathe, to see, oh wait, 2 people bought back, respond to that accordingly. Still, this is gonna be the anti-mage versus Phantom Lancer matchup. Both of them got their Skull Basher, well, Skull Basher slash Abyssal Blades going on.
They actually have a Chen recall coming in. And they still have a 5-1 Chen.
double kill.
Well, that's the Bat Rider dying, and another pause apparently. Oh man, TNC, they seem to be having some major VPN issues at the most awkward timing possible. This fight, it was super chaotic anyhow, but this is really taking the hype out of things, man, not gonna lie. So Leshrac, you know, he's doing an amazing job this fight. With all of this AoE, he's been hitting, I think, 2 stuns this fight, maybe 3 actually, because I haven't had my camera on him all fight. And now Phantom Lance in a lot of trouble. If he ends up dying here, it would be devastating. However, in terms of how well he's able to stick to somebody, especially when they can't really spot who the real one is anymore, when everyone's just near infinitely phantom rushing. Emphasis on near, because that removes cooldown doesn't seem to be the case. He does have like an active cooldown on his Phantom Rush right now.
3, 2, 1, let's go!
Okay, there's the go. Gabby, however, decides to commit. Will get one more kill out of that one before going down himself. Rip raging potato, I guess, but that means anti-mage is now left unchecked. Phantom Lance was really the only one capable of stopping him, and with that many buybacks committed, that lag may have just actually lost TNC the game.
Yeah, that fight was a full disaster. I hope they didn't lose it just because of the internet issues.
Dyer's bottom tower.
Honestly, I'm afraid that's going to be the case at this rate. Because you just saw what Anti-Mage did. The second PL was dead. It was just, yeah, like you said, him going incredibly big, just killing off everyone without any issue.
Radiant's middle tower had a
And it's
run
gonna
in
be
with the
40 more
Dire.
seconds without a Phantom Lancer. Even if they would have brought him back, there wouldn't be any other buyback available anymore.
Dyer's bottom
Look at the
tower.
edict push
Don't
too.
look good. Dyer's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is not
Yeah, might be able to close the game here.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
They're definitely gonna try and with the enemy jumping forward, killing the Batrider. 60 seconds, no lasso initiation. Now March going to get torn apart just as quickly. Oh, I would say that's GG, but honestly there's very little good about the way this game is ending here, team.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Can you imagine finally making a comeback and then getting disconnected the second you do? That's just gotta be so painful for them.
Radiant's bottom barracks
Especially
has
because
fallen.
TNC, they show they're still, you know, the well-known TNC Predator that know what they're doing, that are a respectable force to be taken serious. But this tournament really doesn't seem to be treating them well.
I mean, they were still like super far behind, and I don't think the PL is a good matchup for the Shrug Anti-Mage, and the itemization PL is doing, like, I think you either buy Aghanims or Disciplate. If you buy both of them, you kinda have two items that do the same, and I think if he goes for both of those items, he's not gonna carry hard enough to beat the Anti-Mage. And now there's a Roshan.
Yeah, pretty quick road for the Anti-Mage falling. And TNC, they just set up to contest that road a little bit too late to actually make it to the road this time. Do, however, get a lot of damage done on the Doom, but Doom is gonna be just fine. The real PL is gonna get spotted out, stunned up, and that's gonna be a dieback.
Whoa! See you later, guys.
Well, oh my goodness, this is just disastrous, and now Anti-Mage free to do whatever he pleases. No buyback for anyone on the side of TNC.
I admit nothing but my sadness that you're gone.
Yeah, GG indeed. So, oh, this just feels so nasty. TNC, they do not deserve this in the slightest, man. Ah, there's not even a lot to be said about this game anymore. I mean, yeah, Phantom Lance, he didn't really carry that hard, like you said, with both of those items, which I think is mostly because he died after he got that Aghanims plus, like, the Skull Basher itself completed. At that point, you're kind of assuming you're so far ahead you get away with both of those items, you know? You can then just go for the Skadi, Heart of Tarrasque, or whatever else you need to carry against an Anti-Mage.